It's time for the Daily Stand Up Podcast presented by Agile Dad with your host, Lee Henson. Without any further ado, let's get started. What are the top 5 concerns that every product backlog should address? How do we know that we have a healthy backlog? How do we know that things are really good, really well designed, I guess is the right word I'm looking for, yes? There was an acronym that I remember from Roman Pickler, and he called it DEEP, that your items are detailed appropriately, that you've estimated them and given a rough estimate of value so you can plan for each iteration, that they're emergent, that that you know which items are most critical, most crucial based on the customer and business needs, and that they're prioritized, right? And of course, there's Bill Wake's invest model where you talk about items being independent, negotiable, valuable, estimable, because estimatable is not a word, sized appropriately and testable. And I think that both of these combined are the things that are necessary in order for you to create well-defined backlog items and to get things in the backlog and make sure you're looking at them from a deep perspective. However, there should be 5 main areas that we need to make sure we're addressing when we're creating our backlog as well as maintaining and refining it. So when we start talking about backlog grooming and backlog refinement, there's some things we need to consider. And the first one is people. This means we need to take into consideration the Agile team and the stakeholders and how we can improve communication, reduce interference, improve team morale. People is a big part of the backlog. So I'm going to call these the 5 Ps. Yes, so people's number 1. Number 2 is the product or product increment. We need to focus on, is it all features? Does it have bug fixes? Does it have some things, some non-functional requirements? There's lots of things that can be included in our product increment, but we need to make sure that we understand what the product is, what we're trying to build, and how it all kind of blends together in our backlog. So we've got people and product. Of course, number 3 on the list is process. This is, the Agile approach, of course, focuses on ceremonies and artifacts, right? It's the real focus should be on how can we enhance our cycle time or optimize our cycle time? How can we reduce handoffs? How can we reduce work in progress, improve quality, reduce bugs in production, make the scope more clear, have better definitions of what we're trying to do? I think that each of these are a challenge, but I think it's something we should consider as one of the P's when we're focused on our backlog. So far we have people, product, and process. The next one is place. This is interesting. So this is how the team is placed or where the team is placed to develop a product. And this one's really interesting because of the recent letter or email that was sent by Elon Musk telling everyone at Tesla, hey, it's time for you to come back to the office. If you're not here for 40 plus hours a week, we're going to assume that, that's a sign of your resignation, right? And this person, Elon Musk is an incredible, brilliant man, but he talks about the importance of being in a workplace where there's less noise, more osmotic communication, more whiteboard conversations, more light, having a quiet place to go if you need to. What I found is that here in the flowing pandemic place that we're in, I don't want to call it post-pandemic yet because I think we're on the verge, but I still think it's out there, that working from home has proven to be less productive for most people. It's true. Has it been enjoyable? Yes. Has it been a good time for most people? Yes. Have you had a chance to engage with your families better than you have before? Yes. It's resulted in more stability in families and more divorces than ever before, right? But you need to make sure that you have a place where you can work. And most people don't do the separation because they're at home. It's hard to separate work and home if you're working from home, right? So I think what Elon's saying is he's on to something, that place is important. So we have people, product, process, place. That means there's only one more. That one is production. So when I say production, I'm talking about the means of production to get our product or service to our end consumers. Think more of a DevOps workflow, right? Where we're talking about scripts to improve the speed of continuous delivery, getting a new machine for developers so that they can operate more efficiently, making sure we're automating testing as much as possible. I think each of these things are going to help us to make sure we understand how to improve our production environment so that we can create a product or service that wows. So one more time, just to make sure you got them all. We had people, making sure we understand who people are, how they communicate, reduce interference, and improve morale. The product, where we talk about what the product means, what is a product increment, and making sure we address any issues, but that we also have features, bug fixes, etc., and we understand what's going to be part of our product increment. Process, where we talk about the agile approach, ceremonies, artifacts, how we're handling things, enhancing cycle time, reducing handoff, reducing WIP, big time, reducing bugs, higher quality, better definitions, etc. Place, making sure that people have a place where there's less noise, more osmotic communication, better work environment, a quiet place if possible. And finally, production, meaning how we're going to produce our product or service and get it out to our end consumers. I appreciate this. I think the 5Ps are incredible. And I think that it's a good checklist, if you will, to make sure that you're focused on the right things so that you can get the right or the best product or service delivered. It means that you're in a healthy place. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And as always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care.